Okay. 8 hours maximum live is 8 hours. Gosh, that sounds like a long live. Hi, ladies. So I wanted to go live right now because we've got a big event coming next week. We're going to be doing 5 days every day at 11 a.m. Sydney time, and that is not even right, 11 a.m. London time, and that makes it around 8 p.m. Sydney time. And then hopefully wherever else you are in the world, PNG, it's the same as Sydney. South Africa, it is a couple of hours ahead, so about 1 p.m. So I'm just doing a couple of test lives anyway, but I just thought, well, rather than me just talk about nothing, I'm going to talk a bit about why Woohoo is just, it is so different to everything else that I've ever seen out there. So I thought, well, some women are probably in this group and they probably just think it's just another thing, like another course that you buy and you have to go make sales and make commission, and that's it. Because that's pretty much what most of the stuff is, right? You get excited by the content because you're an open-minded person who's excited about learning it yourself and you think everybody else is going to love it. So then you find out the cold hard truth, and that really is that you are responsible for making sales yourself, and that's pretty much the end of it. So that's good, because that's, someone has to buy something in order for money to exchange hands, and obviously not literally, but via online platforms, so credit card or whatever, and then somebody's going to make that money. Someone earns that money, for selling something. That's it. That's all we're all doing, really, when we're trying to make money online, if you want to put it into a bucket. So I was just going to go into a bit of how these things work, which I know that you might think, well, that sounds basic. And of course, we know how it works. Like, you have to market something, you have to put it on Facebook, you have to put it somewhere, and then someone's going to click, they're going to read it, they're going to watch the video, either of you or of the product that you're selling, and love it like you did, and then get their credit card out and put their money in, and you're going to get a bing that says that you made $900 or 15 or 7 or whatever, right? So that's what online marketing, in this affiliate marketing space, which is where we really live. Okay, so course selling, that kind of stuff. PLR, MRR, which is master resale rights, which is really just you buy a course and then you sell it on and you make 100% commission, or you make 50%, or you make, something else, right? That's what affiliate marketing is at the end of the day. And so what I was going to talk to you a bit about is how Woohoo Women's Club fits into that, and it isn't the same. How is it that we can say that we're not the same as that? Because it might look, smell like it's the same and look like it's the same. And then you're thinking, well, how isn't it the same? So that's what I thought I'd just talk to you about. And then this video can be edited by my wonderful editor, and we can get rid of all the bits that are, dead silences. But for now, seeing as you're got nothing else to do at whatever time of night it is for you, or whatever time of day it is for you, you might want to listen live. So I've written a few notes just so I don't kind of waffle too much more than I already have. Okay, so just before I start that, in case you want to know who the heck is this person, if you've never seen me before, or if you have never watched any of our stuff, right? Or maybe you've only just been invited into the Woohoo Women's Club. You randomly got in there. You haven't really got a clue how you got in there. You don't know who even invited you in there, and you just found this video going and you think you might watch it. So that's nice. So who is the Woohoo Women's Club and who am I? So first of all, I'll start with me. So I have been in sales for too long to mention. So like when I say sales, selling to banks, selling to law firms, selling to corporates, selling to CEOs, selling to, heads of departments, like, senior people since I was about 20, early 20s. And I've done so, and now I'm in my 50s, so 53, turning 54 soon. I've been in sales as my career, and I still am. I'm a sales director for an ad agency. So I have experience not only in lots of different online sales, because back in the day, believe it or not, we used to sell online as well, even though a lot of it was, subscription based, or it was through CDs or whatever, right? But it was online still. So I've been in this space for a very, 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 very long time. So I do know what I'm talking about. And I've now happened to have been for almost 3 years now working for a digital ads agency in London. We do Meta ads, we do LinkedIn ads, we do TikTok, you name it, right? Obviously Google. We do funnels. So that is basically helping people to sell something, but not just put an ad up and hope someone's going to buy, but actually take them from the very, very beginning of knowing about you or knowing about a company all the way through till they eventually buy, which could include emails, could include multiple ads, it could include landing pages, which is basically a fancy name for a single website, a single page website that just tells one thing, one problem, solves one problem, all of that. Okay, so that is my experience in my day job and in my background. And so the reason that I started the Woohoo Women's Club was because I think it's ludicrous, well, for me anyway, that I don't have a fantastic online income that is my own, because you work for someone else and that's well and good. But in this day and age, I mean, everyone should have an online business as well, a side hustle, if you want to call it that, to turn into a full-time hustle or just to be a retirement plan or whatever you want to do, right? So that could be, there's so many different things you can try and do. And believe me, I have tried a lot of different things over the years. I mean, we're talking like all these years, various different things. So if you ever want to know about something, just come and ask me and I can give you my, slant on it. I do not know it all. Of course, I'm not saying I know it all, but I definitely have got a huge scope of knowledge when it comes to the digital world. And I also am very private. So even though I love meeting new people, I walk up to anyone at the park and I'll start a conversation from absolutely nowhere. And I love doing that, just having connection. So I love people, but I don't like everybody knowing my business, which is kind of weird. So I like to know everybody else's business, but I don't want them to know mine, I guess. However, with side hustles, I know one of the biggest issues for a lot of women is they don't want to post all over their Facebook, or they go out loudly and proudly, should we say. And there's all sorts of reasons for that. It could be confidence, but a lot of it time it's just because you're doing it on the side and you don't really want people knowing you're doing it on the side till you're not doing it on the side anymore and it's now a full-time gig sort of thing. Or you just don't want your family laughing at you or telling you that, oh my goodness, now what are you doing? Or, all that stuff that happens, right? Your family, for instance, or your kids might not want to see you on TikTok or whatever. That happened to me, actually. So I'm saying that from firsthand experience. So I always felt safe in a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, because a private Facebook group is, I'm taping this, and the reason I'm looking up there every now and then is because I'm taping this on my phone to have an additional angle. This is like professional YouTube editing. And so that's about to cut off, so I will start that again. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, long and short of it is, Facebook groups, private Facebook groups are wonderful because nobody can see what you're doing in there. I'm just going to stop this. Okay. Next. Oh, I just realized it's probably not going to work because it's on the side and I was doing a TikTok. I don't know. I'll just put it up there anyway. Sorry, guys. Give me 2 secs. This is going to be edited out. Goodness me. Okay, let me try that again. Okay. All right. Yeah, so anyway, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is private Facebook groups are absolutely awesome. I have had private Facebook groups again for a long time. I've got quite a few, and I've got one at the moment that you're possibly in, and maybe this is where you found us, with around 35,000 people in it. Another one with around 25,000 people in it. Another one with about, I don't know, I forget now, 4,000 or something. One with a few, 1,000, one with 150, like whatever. I've got multiple different sort of Facebook groups. I've always loved it. And the reason I love it is because you can become, you can pick a subject and you can attract people that want to know about that subject, and you get to choose, if you're the owner of the Facebook group, that is, who comes into that group. So you can reject people if you don't think they're your right audience and you don't like the look of them or whatever reason. You can say no. You can get rid of people whenever you want out of the group if they say something that isn't, in keeping with your rules, because it's your group. And not only that, the best part is that you can go live in there, or you can go like this video. If I was doing this video right now and I knew, which I'm checking because sometimes this happens and I'm like, oh no, I'm live somewhere else. But if I knew I was live on my personal profile or on YouTube, I just wouldn't like it. Okay. Whatever. Everybody's got their own thing. I just wouldn't like it because for me, it would feel I wouldn't have a clue who was going to see it. I wouldn't know if they were even interested. I wouldn't like people who were horrible looking at my video that were not my ideal audience, and I wouldn't be able to speak properly. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't psychologically, I wouldn't be able to show up in the same way. And that's because I would have this little tiny thought going on in the back of my mind that I wonder who's going to see this video. I better not say this and I better not say that. Does that make sense? So because of that, it's not nearly as good, nearly as effective, nearly as connecting with your perfect audience. So because I know who's in this group, because I've made this group and the women who are in it, they invited the women, they invited anyone that says anything, like I said, that's horrible or spams or any of that stuff, they just get kicked out. Plus it's women only, which is also another safe space. So everything I know in this group is for women who want to make money online, who want to understand this industry and who want to learn from someone potentially like me who has the experience to share, and I can help you guys. Yeah. So I feel like it's like I've got this beautiful, safe place to be myself, teach what I know to people who want to hear it. That's it. So because of that, I have got a and you can probably find videos of mine from literally 15 years ago when my son was born. That's how I know how long it was, because my son's now just turned 16, where I say I want to help 100,000 women have financial freedom. That was my goal. And when I remember I used to say it feeling a bit stupid, like as if you could help 100,000 women have financial freedom. Like, it's a bit silly. But you know how back in the, I don't know if you know, but I've done all the training, all the courses, all the things, all the stuff where there's like, pick a massive goal, pick a massive target that you just absolutely think sounds ridiculously audacious, and just go for it and say it, because it will become more real. And I used to be like, yeah, but that's like ridiculously out of my league. I don't think it's out of my league at all. I don't now. I completely don't think. And I'm like, now with AI and now with everything we have, and now with, not just AI because it's so helpful, incredibly helpful as a tool, not just a fun thing to have, of course, it's like just a game changer as far as business is concerned. It's like me having a full-time team of staff working with me. It's just phenomenal. But not just because of that, but because even though there's a lot of people selling online now, a lot of people in this industry that there were not 15 years ago, there are so many more people who are open to the idea of a side hustle. I mean, the word side hustle wasn't even a thing 15 years ago. Now it's everybody wants one, like literally. The market is huge for us to get people who are going to be interested in what we do. So all it really is now is articulating what it is that we do and how we're different and why the person who's listening to us would want to connect themselves with us, because we have got something that could really help them. And we're nice. That's my motto anyway. Okay, that's not everybody's, but that's mine. So we have got no limit to the amount of people who are out there that want what we have, guys. None. There is the limit you only put is on you're putting that on yourself. You're putting that on your own limitations, because it couldn't be more open. And because of AI, even more so, people are worried about their job security, and they really are. And this isn't a scare tactic or any of that stuff. People are scared. They genuinely are worried, if not consciously, subconsciously, about where their career's going, where they're, who's going to pay the mortgage. They're scared. They're worried. They're freaking. And so everybody is looking for something to help them to, transition, or to once and for all get rid of this stress because they're sick of it or whatever, right? So we are here to help those people, and we don't want everybody, and we only need a tinsy, wincy bit of the market, because the market is, it's absolutely open for all of us to take that little bit. So there's enough to go around. That's the other thing to keep in mind. You don't need to compete with people. Just do your own, do you, do your thing, do your passion, do what you feel. So is that going to be Woohoo Women's Club for everyone? No, obviously not. And that's why I love it when people do all sorts of different businesses, because I think, like, why the heck would you want to do something that you don't feel like resonates with you? Like, no way. I'm not doing something that isn't resonating with me, and you shouldn't either. But you can learn skills. You can learn from someone who you like and who you think. And that's what I wanted to explain a bit about my background, so that that, you're learning from someone who actually has got something to teach you, if that's where you're up to. So to get back to the subject of what is the Woohoo Women's Club and how is it any different to just selling another course? Like, you buy a course, you sell it, you get commission. Is that it? Miles away from that. This is why I wanted to explain a bit about exactly what we do. So yes, we do have a course. Yeah, of course that is true. Like I said at the very beginning, you have to have some money change hands for something in order to make money. So if you think something's for free, then, well, who's going to pay? Like, how do you get paid if no one's spending any money to do anything? So that's what affiliate marketing is. People like me, creators of courses or of programs or of, products, we have something, and we say to people, if you're happy to help me to get this word out to enough people or to other people, I'm more than happy to pay you a percentage. And we pay 50%, actually 55%, because you earn 55% is what we pay out in commission. So I'll talk about that in another area. But just so you know, nothing that happens in the Woohoo Women's Club is the same as anything else I've ever seen out there. And that is because all I care about, and I know that you don't know me well enough, some of you do, is making sure that everybody wins if I win. Okay? So it's not about me trying to get you all to make me loads of money. No, not at all. If you don't make money, I don't make money. And that's what I love. Okay, so it's a fair, equal exchange of value. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to sell something, I'll just talk a little bit now about how to help you, because you might already have a program. I might just finish this video and do it again. I'm going to take them off when they're finished, because that's funny. It's on the side, that one. So that's not going to really work. Sorry, guys. I'll just let that go. Okay, so if you want to sell something, your product, say you bought, a course or whatever, and you want to sell it, how can you sell it? I mean, I'm not trying to talk too basic here, but I'm just explaining. So how can you sell it? Well, someone has to obviously find you, click your link, get their card out and pay for it. Yeah. That sounds easy, because you think, well, there's so many people, like, surely I can make some sales. But what ends up happening is the course creator or whoever will teach you the different methods that you can market. So without that, you're not going to have any sales if you're not getting eyeballs on your offer. So what are the different ways to do that? Well, there's paid ways, of course. So if you've got money or time, they're the two options we have in life. Money means you pay to have eyeballs on your offer. You're going to have people buying your offer, hopefully, if you're good at getting the ads to work for you. So you could pay Meta, you could pay Facebook, you can give them money and they will make sure that they show your ad or your post or your reel or whatever you do to potentially the right people. If you do not have at least $10 a day, like, really, that's not enough, but just let's try and help everybody here. $10 a day, $300 a month. Please don't waste your money on Facebook ads, because you're just giving them money for nothing. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to compete with anybody else. You're going to get just the dregs. You're not going to get enough traction for Facebook to understand who your perfect audiences are. Like, nothing about it is a good idea if you're starting out, okay? Unless you've got at least 300. Now, I don't think that many people that are watching this will probably want to spend 300 a month. If you knew you were going to make a sale, you might, but you definitely can't guarantee that. So it's not the best way to go, which is hence why most of the methods that they teach you are free methods, which are using social media to get your message out there. So that would be free TikToks, posting on your Facebook profile, because if you post on your Facebook page, you'll get crickets, because you will, realistically. You have to do it on your personal profile, and it has to be public. Otherwise, you're also going to get crickets if you just do it to your friends. Like, if you've got a closed profile, forget it. You can post in Facebook groups. So do that enough to hopefully get some people clicking on your posts. You can DM people. You could do classifieds. Sometimes people teach to do classifieds, which is basically online newspapers and stuff. You could make YouTube channel. You could make videos, all over the place, whatever, right? So that's all the free stuff that you could do. And you could do, because even emailing isn't free. Cold email, that's going to cost you thousands. So, like, realistically, that's about it, right? You could go to networking events and stuff. I don't know, all that stuff, which who the heck could be bothered to do that? So the long and short of it is, all the methods that they teach you are methods that are, what do you call it? Social media, putting yourself out there. Yeah. So that is how come I created the Woohoo Women's Club, because I don't want to do that. And I think there's a lot of women out there who absolutely don't want to do that. And if they do it, they get sick of it very darn quickly, and it's embarrassing or stroke, demoralizing, because you're making all this content doing what they tell you to do, and you're getting absolutely nothing back for it, and you're thinking, what is the point? And then you basically think, well, obviously nobody cares about me, no one likes me. Like, it's just all sorts of horrible things that go with it. Not to mention it's blinking time consuming, and having to constantly think of new content that people would potentially be interested in. And let's face it, guys, there are so many content creators now. I mean, the word content creator, even 2 years ago, I had no idea what that even was, really. I met a friend's daughter who was in America, said she's a content creator, and I was like, oh, what's that? Literally. So, I mean, it's only a new thing, really, like that this is so big, but it's massive now, 2 years later, of course. I'm just going to turn that off because I can't be dealing with 2 videos. One's enough. Content creation, yeah? So what is content creation? That is when you see all these people on Reels and TikToks and, YouTube shorts and all that, Facebook shorts and all that stuff, making videos about goodness knows what, XYZ, yeah? And in the online income space, it's most of it is either people who say they're really, really successful and possibly are. Okay, I'm not saying that people are lying. I'm just saying that they probably are, possibly are, especially the big ones that you get to see, because they're the ones that are coming up. Why are they coming up? Because they're so popular. Why are they making so many sales? Because they're the only ones that come up for everyone. Get it? So they make it sort of look easy, and they teach you, all you have to do is this, all you have to do is that. So 1 minute you're making a video this way, then you see someone else's and you think, wow, I love that style, I'm going to try that. And then you do that, and then that doesn't work for you, and then you do another one, and then you're all over the place. And then I've seen some creators that honestly, I think they've been doing one or two videos every day for a couple of years, like, because I've looked at their TikToks and things, and they get absolutely nothing from it. No likes, no comments, no nothing. Like, it's soul destroying. It's really a waste of time as well. It really is. If you're going to do that, just do YouTube, because at least YouTube is a long form on YouTube. That's another subject, but YouTube at least is, going to be around. And I think it's definitely better to do it there if you're going to do video trainings and things like that. But anyway, for now, let's just say that content creation is hard yakka. It is. It's really, really hard, because people are bombarded with stuff. And if you're trying to compete in that way, I don't want to put you off and say don't bother, but I'm saying if you are already convinced that you don't like doing it, that's what I think is a good way to say it, because I don't want to put people off doing content creation, because of course it's a wonderful thing. I mean, everybody can't be wrong if they're all out there content creating, yeah? Now with AI twins and goodness knows what, content creation is, of course it's going to be around, and of course it's successful for some people and effective, right? But who I'm talking to, if this is you, the woman who knows they don't like doing it because they've tried it, or they did a stint and they're like, this is not for me, there has got to be another way. There has to be a way to do it that isn't burning myself out, putting myself out there on on Reels and on TikToks, and trying to make all this content that nobody's seeing. I don't want to be doing it that way. It has to be some other way, because otherwise I'm quitting, and that just wasn't for me. And then they might either go and try and do an eBay store, or an e-commerce Shopify, or a drop shipping, or goodness knows what else, forex trading, you name it. So that's it, really. So I'm talking to the woman who is like, right, well, come on then, tell me, what is it? How do you do it so that we don't have to do all that content? Like, how does the Woohoo Women's Club actually work so that I don't have to do that, but I can make sales? Because that just sounds a bit too good to be true. Yeah. If you're thinking that sounds too good to be true, I'm glad, because I love coming up with things that sound too good to be true, because that's my genius. That's my sweet spot. That's where I thrive, right? So ever since day one of this journey of making the 100,000 women financially free motto that I had and my goal, my ideas are around helping women to have success if I do, because I, always love the personal development favorites of the women, like, help enough people get rich, you get rich too, kind of thing. But I love that. I resonate with it. I think, well, that's a beautiful thing. It's a win-win-win, helping to help. Everybody gets to grow and to rise. And that's what the Woohoo Women's Club is all about. And you'll find that out a lot when you're in there with the women. There's hardly ever a backstabbing, horribleness in there. There's not. There just isn't. We don't have any women like that. So it's so nice. So if you don't have to do free TikTok posts and group spam and DMs to cold to strangers, and if you don't have to do all that, what do you do then? What do you do that makes it, you make sales? Like, how does it even work then? Well, that's what our beautiful program is all about. So the Facebook group, and we have, like I said, a couple. So there's always that, Facebook is in charge of our stuff, so we have to be ready to pivot and all of that, but we've got all that covered. We've thought of all that, so don't worry about that side of things. I just want you to know that we have one Facebook group at the moment that we work from, where that Facebook group belongs to all of us. That is the group that is set up for you and your friend and your other friend and the other lady that you don't know who's also in the Woohoo Women's Club. This Facebook group is for all of us to utilize as a platform so that we don't have to go out there and publicly blast all over the place. Okay, but if that was all there was, that would not be enough. That wouldn't, because if you just invited some people into our Facebook group, which we teach you how to do that, by the way, we don't tell you to go and DM people. We don't tell you to go put links all over the place and post all over the place and none of that stuff. I'm true to my word. You don't have to do that. We teach you a way to do it that's extremely low in, not invasive for you. It doesn't make you feel icky or awkward. And it even taps into the Facebook juggernaut, the juggernaut that Facebook is, and it allows you to, they help you to grow your leads, basically, to get your hot prospects. They help you. That's what's so mad about the way we teach you to do this, right? So we help you to learn how to find the perfect people to become friends with, because Facebook is all about who your friends are and who your friends of friends are. That's how you get seen, if you didn't know that. So we help you to really take stock of where you're up to, because some of you might have gone down a bit of a rabbit hole of the wrong type of people, and your Facebook profile, even though you've been using it for your business, is full of really the wrong people that are never going to buy from you, in which case they're never going to be interested in the Woohoo Women's Club. So we help you to undo that. And if you're just starting out, we help you to start from the beginning. So it doesn't matter if you've got a brand new account or if you've got a 10-year-old account, or probably 15 like me, or whatever it is. I had it from the very beginning that Facebook started, which a lot of you in here might too. But it doesn't matter, because I've had a lady, I know one in particular, who is one of our beautiful original Woohoo members, who had to start a brand new Facebook account, and she, made loads and loads and loads of sales very quickly just with a brand new account. So it doesn't matter, right? But what we do is different, is because we teach you how to do a 30-minute kind of tick off a 30-minute task list that is exactly the same every day, as in the tasks. And we teach you how to make sure that not only do you invite people into the group, but they see what we are doing, because probably you're in many, 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 many groups. And I bet you, if I ask you, how many do you see posts from? How many groups could you even name? How many groups do you even remember that you even joined until you go and look at your groups list? 1% maybe if you're lucky. And that's because you never see anything in that group, because Facebook doesn't serve it up to you. It doesn't show you it because they don't think you're interested in it, because you haven't engaged in that group and none of your friends have, and they have no reason to think you're interested in that group, even though you joined it. It's not just enough to join a group, and it's not just enough to have people join our group. So that's the next secret element to what we teach you, which is, it's simple. Don't get me wrong, it's simple and it's super easy for you to learn as long as you know what you're doing. But it's important. And without that step, you will not have success with a Facebook group. There are lots of women I know who've tried to start their own Facebook group, and then they stop very quickly because they realize the amount of work involved in getting a Facebook group to actually have people talking in it. It's not easy, but we have one of the most active Facebook groups I've ever seen because of the method that we teach. So if you want to learn how to do that, you'll see firsthand when you come in. And if you just want to be a part of that and you're not bothered about your own Facebook group, although absolutely that's an option for you, but if you just want to participate in a group program, basically a group marketing effort where we all win, that is what we have for you. And we teach you how to make that all happen. Okay, so that's that. And then the final part really is you have to play your part in, so we can do a certain amount. We can put all the videos in this group. We can have all the guide videos. We can have all the posts. We can have the spreadsheet so that you know who's in your group. So every day you can easily check who are your hot leads. We can do all of that. And as I told you, I'm a sales professional and I have been now for, I don't even want to say 30 years, but a long time, right? A lot of the skills that I'm teaching you, I use in my own daily job. And there's so many different awesome things that we can utilize based on my experience as a sales director and person. So I'm going to show you all of that. All of that is for you to learn if you want to, but if you want to just keep it super simple, the $30 program that you first join is as simple as you can get. It's all the tech stuff, all of the anything that's heavy duty or hard to learn is not there, because it's a $30 program for women who just want to dip their toe in, they want to get started. Don't get me wrong, we do have higher programs which you can learn more and more and more, and they also cost more, and they also pay 50% commission and bigger commissions to you. But we teach women how to use their profits to sort of go up, you know, to earn more if they want. And that's the beauty of the Woohoo Women's Club. It's a holistic approach to marketing that is not public. That's it. Okay. It's a way for you to do what you are good at and what I have seen women are capable of, stroke bothered doing good enough at and like it, and, you know, and invested enough. Because people get bored, they get distracted, they go shiny object syndrome, which means buying other stuff and thinking it's better and then realizing that it's not, and then coming back and all that kind of stuff. But I have whittled it right down so that it's 30 minutes. Like, if you can't give yourself 30 minutes a day, and you don't have to do 30 minutes in one go, by the way, you can do the 30 minutes in, you know, break it up into 3 lots or whatever you want to do. And it doesn't have to be the same time every day, of course, etc., right? So the point of the whole thing is that it's 30 minutes. And if you can't do 30 minutes to change your financial future, then I don't think there's any other option for you apart from stay at the job that you're in, or, you know, don't bother, because you're probably wasting a hell of a lot more than 30 minutes a day scrolling on Facebook, which is completely brain dead activity that is just turning your brain to mush, that is giving you dopamine hits, which is making you not like your life very much, or or think that you could be doing better, or whatever. Or even if worse come, you know, if none of that is true for you, it is still a waste of time, and you can't deny that. Yeah. So don't be that person. If you really genuinely want to make money online, like learn something, do it and stick to it and be consistent. And then you will have success because this program works. It pays out hundreds and thousands for women who, well, we've paid out over 50,000 already, but I mean, individual women I see that actually do what they're meant to do. They tick off their tasks, they do their 30 minutes each day. I won't name names, but they make a lot of money, right? So it's doable. It's just that people quit on themselves too early, or they don't bother to do what I teach them. And it's, that's kind of the simple, what it boils down to for that, right? So the one little element that is exciting that hasn't come up yet, which I've been working on for a year, I've had this idea that I have wanted to bring to fruition because I knew that it was the one element that was not allowing us to have the progress that we could have the $5 million in sales instead of 50,000, like literally, that for this to blow up, we need automations, because I love automations. That means having something that automatically happens when something else happens, something else happens, something else happens. It's all triggered and it's all digital. That's what automations mean for me. And I knew that consistency and follow up are two things that without you don't have a good business. And so leaving it up to our human like scattiness or busyness or stress or just whatever is not a sort of business that I want to have. So I want to have a business that does stuff without me having to do all the heavy lifting. And so I have created a new system that is going to be rolling out test beta mode next week with all of our members who are in the Woohoo Women's Club. And so far, I believe we have 80, or I think actually when I just looked before, we have 90 women who want to participate in the test, the beta test, to roll out this new system. And what is the new system and why does it matter and who cares? Well, it's because one of the biggest flaws for all of you and me and even in my day job is not following up with people enough and not having a system that allows you to know if you followed up with them, and also the ability to meet people where they're up to in a way that makes sense. So, i.e., one lady might say, I'm interested. And then literally, I saw today, 9 months later, she is like, I'm ready to start. She's been watching for 9 months and now she's ready. Now, do you think the lady is still been following her up for 9 months and saying, are you interested? Are you going to come back? Are you going to sign up? Like, who? Of course not. Like, she'd have to have been the most incredibly dedicated woman ever to do that for 9 months. But our group has followed up for her. That's what's cool about once you invite someone into the Facebook group. Unless they leave, that person is connected to you for the whole time the Facebook group is there, and that you are active with us in Woohoo. And when that lady is ready to go and she says, I'm ready, because she sees our marketing, which will be not just here in this group, but also we've got a Facebook page and we're going to be having ads very soon as well as YouTube. As soon as she's ready, guess whose link we sent? Oh, who invited you? Oh, okay. It was that lady that, we're going to send your link. So as long as you're active member of Woohoo and you are showing up and you're doing your you're doing your 30 minutes a few times a week kind of thing, like as long as we see that you're an active participant with us, we want to help you. We don't want you to sort of go off and buy the next thing and then think that that was a waste of money. We want you to have success because you did us a favor and now we're doing you a favor. So just come back to Woohoo because we are such a safe, beautiful community. We are going nowhere but up, as I've been saying recently. We're going nowhere but to the moon. I really honestly think that you have found a beautiful home, and there's also, a 10K club program coming, which will be very cool for those women who are keen on earning, the bigger money, and all of that stuff is available to you. Like, this can tick the boxes for you in so many ways. And we love that you're here. So I think I'll end off because that's 45 minutes of me waffling on. And I hope that you got some value out of it. And I hope that you, even if you haven't joined us yet, I hope you are ready. Just say, I'm ready below this video and we'll follow you up and we'll send you the link. You can go and have a look at how our automations are starting to work. You can test it for us real time. We will send you the link of the lady who invited you to this group and you can pay. You need either PayPal or a card, a credit card or a debit card, and you just pay and you're in. You're instantly in. And you can then join us if you're watching this video on live. It's Friday the 28th of November 2025 at 4 o'clock in London. You can join our 5-day challenge next week, which will kick you off with an absolute bang. You'll love it. It's going to be pretty darn fun. And I'd say there'll be, you know, a good, well, there's at least 90, or I think there's actually, sorry, I forget how many now, but over 100 or, you know, 150 women who've said they're going to come. Of course, things happen and not everyone will be there every day, but let's hope there's going to be a pretty darn big amount of us that's going to be all working towards one goal. And we could have, you know, without going into all that again now, but the Facebook algorithm that helps is why we're so successful, is that Facebook algorithm. And it all happens because of all of us doing our little part. So that's why it's cool. So if all these 50 women or 100 women are all working together next week, you benefit as well. Okay, you will benefit as well. So it's pretty darn cool. Okay, guys, I'm gonna finish off. It's dark here now, and I'm gonna go and pick up my son, and I'm going to be excited to see you all next Monday. And if you are watching this after next Monday, that's okay. Just say I'm ready at the bottom, and we will send you a link, and you can get started. It's all ready for you, and the system will just be automatically emailed to you. You can get going on your own time. There's no waiting. And we are very, very happy to have you here. And I wish you all well. I hope you learned something good. All right, bye guys. Comment below if that was useful. And if you've watched all the way to the end, you're an absolute rock star. And I'd love it if you would comment before you go so that this video gets pushed out to more and more people so that we can really spread the word that we have something very different, and it is not hype. It's not, you know, fake. It's not scam. It's not any of that stupid stuff that, you know, is out there. It's just a really decent system set up for people to win. And that's what we've got here. And we're all nice people. All right. Bye.